Ever found yourself staring at the mirror, wondering why those pesky pimples love your face so much? Ah, the acne puzzle. It's a riddle that has left many of us scratching our heads, especially during those turbulent teenage years. Acne, in essence, is a skin condition that occurs when your hair follicles become plugged with oil and dead skin cells. It often causes whiteheads, blackheads, or pimples, and usually appears on the face, forehead, chest, upper back, and shoulders. It's a common part of puberty, as the body experiences a surge in hormones that stimulate the oil glands, leading to increased oil production and potential blockage of hair follicles. But why does acne seem to have a particular fondness for teenagers? Well, the answer lies in the unique changes that occur in the body during adolescence. As teenagers, our bodies are undergoing rapid and significant transformations, and our skin is certainly no exception. This period of life is marked by a surge in hormones, which can trigger an increase in the production of sebum, the oil that keeps our skin hydrated. But when there's too much of it, sebum can clog pores and provide a breeding ground for the bacteria that contribute to acne. It's estimated that a staggering 85% of teenagers experience acne to some degree. Yes, you heard that right, 85%. That's a huge portion of the adolescent population grappling with this skin condition. It's no wonder then that acne is often considered synonymous with teenage life. But here's the thing, while acne may be common during the teenage years, it's by no means a trivial matter. It can have significant impacts on self-esteem and social relationships, not to mention the discomfort and potential scarring it can cause. So, it's time we unravel this acne puzzle. Why exactly are teenagers more prone to acne? How does it develop? And most importantly, how can it be treated? These are the questions we're about to explore. So, let's dive right into the science behind why teenagers are more prone to acne. To understand acne, we need to understand our skin first. Our skin is an intricate organ, the largest one in our body, in fact. It's made up of 3 layers: the epidermis, the dermis, and the subcutaneous tissue. The outermost layer, the epidermis, acts as a protective barrier, while the dermis, the middle layer, contains tough connective tissue, hair follicles, and sweat glands. The deepest layer, the subcutaneous tissue, is mostly made up of fat and helps the body stay warm and absorb shocks. Now let's zoom in on the hair follicles and oil glands, or as the scientists call them, sebaceous glands. These glands produce sebum, an oily substance that lubricates our hair and skin. Usually this sebum travels up along the hair shafts and then out through the openings of the hair follicles onto the surface of the skin. During puberty, hormones surge, and one in particular, called androgen, goes into overdrive. Androgen signals the sebaceous glands to grow and produce more sebum. Usually this isn't a problem, but sometimes the excess sebum can cause the pores to become sticky and trap dead skin cells. When this happens, the pore becomes blocked and sebum starts to build up. This buildup creates a perfect environment for a type of bacteria called Cutibacterium acnes, which is normally harmless. But in this environment, it multiplies and causes inflammation. This inflammation results in what we know as a pimple, a cardinal sign of acne. So, in a nutshell, our skin structure and its functions, combined with hormonal changes, particularly during the tumultuous teenage years, can lead to increased oil production, clogged pores, and ultimately, acne. It's worth noting that everyone's skin is unique and responds differently to hormonal changes and bacteria. So, not everyone will experience acne during their teenage years, and for those who do, the severity and duration can vary greatly. Now that we've got the science down, what happens when things go wrong? Remember those oil glands we talked about? They are the main culprits. Let's dive into the nitty-gritty of what's happening under your skin when acne decides to make an appearance. We've got 3 main players in this game: excess oil, dead skin cells, and bacteria. So first up, excess oil. Our skin naturally produces a substance called sebum. It's what gives your skin that healthy glow and protects it from the outside world. But when there's too much sebum, it can clog up your pores. And when your pores are clogged, acne can move in and set up shop. Next, we have dead skin cells. Our skin is constantly regenerating itself, shedding old cells to make room for the new. But sometimes these dead skin cells don't quite make it out of the pore and instead mix with the excess sebum. This creates a perfect environment for acne to thrive. And lastly, we have bacteria. Our skin is home to billions of bacteria, most of which are harmless. But when the conditions are right, certain types of bacteria can multiply rapidly. This overgrowth can trigger inflammation and redness, resulting in those pesky pimples. Now you may be wondering, why do some people get acne and others don't? Well, that's where genetics come into play. If your mom or dad had acne, there's a higher chance you'll have it too. It's all in the genes, folks. Let's not forget about diet. It's been a topic of debate for a long time, but some studies suggest that certain foods like dairy and high glycemic foods can influence acne. So, that cheeseburger might be delicious, but it could also be contributing to your breakouts. So, we've got the causes covered, but what about the effects of acne on a teenager's life? Acne isn't just skin deep, it affects more than just your complexion. When we talk about acne, we often focus on the physical discomfort it causes, like itching and pain. But it's essential to understand that the impact of acne goes beyond the surface of the skin, reaching deep into the psychological well-being of the individual. One of the most significant effects of acne is a decrease in self-esteem. Imagine being a teenager, already navigating the tricky waters of adolescence, and then suddenly battling an onslaught of blemishes on your face. The mirror, which should reflect back your budding individuality, instead becomes a constant reminder of your skin's battles. This constant self-scrutiny can lead to a severe dip in confidence, making the teenager feel less worthy, less attractive, and overall, less happy. This drop in self-esteem often opens the door to social anxiety. The fear of judgment, of being laughed at or singled out because of their acne, can cause teenagers to withdraw from social situations. They might avoid parties, skip school, or even stop hanging out with friends, all in an attempt to hide their acne from the world. This isolation can spiral into loneliness and eventually depression. And let's not forget the cruel reality of bullying. In severe cases, teenagers with acne can become targets of bullying, both in person and online. This can further exacerbate their feelings of isolation and worthlessness, creating a cycle of negativity that can be incredibly difficult to break. The stigma of acne, the false notion that it's a result of poor hygiene or unhealthy eating, can also add to the psychological burden. It's a misconception that needs to be debunked, as it only serves to pile on guilt and confusion in an already challenging situation. It's clear that acne can have a profound impact on a teenager's life, but what can be done about it? As we move forward in this discussion, we'll explore the various ways to treat acne, and more importantly, how to support teenagers as they navigate this challenging time. Because remember, acne is more than just a skin condition, it's a lived experience that affects the whole person. Battling acne can feel like a never-ending war, but there are weapons you can use. From over-the-counter products to prescription medications and lifestyle changes, there are several strategies that can help you regain control over your skin. First up, we have over-the-counter products. These are typically the first line of defense against acne. They often contain ingredients like salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, or sulfur, which help to unclog pores and reduce inflammation. These products come in various forms, such as cleansers, lotions, gels, and even spot treatments. Next, let's talk about prescription medications. These are usually recommended for more severe cases of acne, or when over-the-counter products haven't provided the desired results. Prescription treatments may include topical creams or gels, oral antibiotics, or even stronger medications like isotretinoin for particularly stubborn cases. A healthcare professional or dermatologist can guide you on the best course of treatment based on your specific needs. But remember, treating acne isn't just about what you put on your skin, it's also about what you put in your body. A balanced diet, regular exercise, and adequate sleep can all contribute to healthier skin. Avoiding certain foods that trigger breakouts, staying hydrated, and managing stress levels are all part of a holistic approach to treating acne. Lastly, let's not forget about the role of skincare routines. A good routine involves cleansing, toning, and moisturizing your skin daily. It's also important to regularly exfoliate to remove dead skin cells and to use sunscreen to protect your skin from harmful UV rays. Remember though, everyone's skin is unique. What works for one person might not work for another. It's all about finding what works best for you. And while it can be frustrating and sometimes disheartening, don't give up. Remember, acne is common and treatable. You're not alone in this fight.